gentlemen. I'm very happy I'm here with you after all these decades of influence on my music and as a guitarist. I want to ask you, in this tour, you're doing the 40 years anniversary, Love at First Sting. Regarding the gear that you're using in the tour, are you trying to replicate the old sound, the analog sound that you used in the 80s and 84, or you have silent stage, modelers, Kemper? What is the gear that you are using in this tour?
I mean, we all started out with Marshall M's in the 70s, throughout the 80s, 50-watt Marshalls, sometimes two at the same time. We, as far as I know, we don't do this anymore. We progressed over the years, even though 50-watt Marshall is a perfect amp. But sometimes you need a little bit more gain, and that's why over the years we played other amps like Soldanos. I went from Marshall to Soldano, sometimes to Fender Prosonics. And meanwhile, Rudolf and I, we are playing the Squirt Strip amps. That's a custom-made amp from a guy, Steen from Denmark. He does great stuff, and it's custom-made for us, including the cabinets. And we are, in spite of like playing the stuff from 40 years ago, we're using the modern equipment to do it, because you can adjust any sound you like.
Most of the bands, because today, are going more into the modular thing.
We don't do that. We always play in the studio and live. We play real amps, real cabinets, because you need the power of the air of the speaker to actually give it the compression and the power you like. Those process thingies we don't like so much. The Kempers and all that crap. No.
That's amazing. Rudi, regarding your guitar, the guitars that you use on the stage, when you exchange guitars, is it always the same pickups? Because when I prepared my own set of guitars, I thought if I'm going to exchange guitars, I'm putting all the same pickups on all the guitars so that the sound doesn't change on stage when I change guitar for tuning or for show or for anything. Is that what you do on stage?
First of all, we must say that my guitar tech, it's already with me since 1990. 91, 92, 91, yeah.
Okay.
So that means we really can work speakless, because he knows exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And when I have these guitars, which I have on tour, we have mostly 4 rigs traveling. One goes to maybe China, the other one goes to South America, because going by boat is more cheaper than flying. So in this case, he's picking up the guitars, which I prefer, because when I got new flying V's, old flying V's or whatever, the very good ones they're at home for studio recording, and the other ones are with me on the road. And by the way, there's one flying V in cherry red, which it's a very cheap guitar actually, but by accident this guitar is so fantastic that I couldn't believe. I was presenting this guitar as a present to other people until I found out, one moment, don't present too many to other people that you don't have any more left. In this case, what I want to say is, it is not the very subtle thing, because when you have much comes from the right hand, how you play guitar. And when I play the guitar, I can play even, I don't know who was the person who said, hey, I was playing even the Fender. And I think Uli, or who was Uli on the Ross, he said, hey, sounds like a flying V. The playing of your right hand gives a signal which is either you're playing the flying V. Okay, Fender was a little bit too far away because the sound is a little bit too, let's say, different to Gibson. But let's say this way, the right hand is very important.
Yeah.
So in this case, I make no big deal out of this. When we are on a new tour, I'm going and play, and when I don't like to the guitar, then I said, look, put this as a backup. And so in this case, it's a point. He knows what kind of sound I'm looking for, and he knows what I'm looking for.
Matthias, there's a question. There's a 30 years old question I want to ask you. Since Face the Heat, any nation, there is this lots of harmonics. You play lots of harmonics and pinch harmonics on that song, and I always wanted to know what is the set of pickups, the bridge pickup, if you remember, in that album, because at that time I was just learning guitar, and that was my goal. I want to sound like this song.
Yeah, okay.
I know it's a very odd question.
No,
it's something like
no, it's not.
When I was
It's
a teenager, always.
Again, it's in the playing mostly.
Yeah.
I remember exactly what I used. Mainly my back in the day relatively new Explorer 90s, which were especially made for me, because I said to Gibson in '87 at the music fair, look, an Explorer is standard size, is pretty big. I would love to have one that is a bit smaller and a fretboard that has 24 frets and a Floyd Rose whammy bar if possible, back in the day. And so they redesigned the Explorer, and it's called Explorer 90 because it has 90% of the size of the standard one.
So it's lighter in weight.
Yeah, I used the prototypes on Crazy World in 1991 in the studio and on tour, and I used the same stuff in my Soldano amps in Vancouver when we recorded Face the Heat. It's just, I play the pick with 3 fingers, most people only with 2.
Yeah. Everyone used to.
And so I can turn it the way I like while playing it, and that's why I can create all those harmonics.
I've listened to the new album. I love the most Seventh Son.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember in the 80s, the album used to have like 8 songs, 9 songs.
Yeah.
Sometimes 7 songs. In the 90s, they became 12 songs. So here you have 15 or 16 songs on the new album. I mean, do you feel is it the music business that pushed this habit, let's say, of putting all of these songs? You feel pressure that an album now today is considered an album that should have 12 songs or more? Or is it the thing that flows naturally from you?
The pandemic gave us the possibility to work in a studio in Hanover. We couldn't go to United States because we wasn't allowed to go there, and the producer couldn't come to Germany. Okay. So what we did, we said, okay, we have a great engineer, and we know what we want to do, because when we played in the Olympic Stadium in Greece, after the very successful concert with 60,000 people, 32,000 were only allowed, but the other people came rolling on the wall and coming into the stadium. So he said, guys, what you have to do another album sounds like Blackout. So with the old original amplifiers and stuff like this. So this was the impulse which we said, okay, let's do it. By accident, Klaus came with a pattern of lyrics and said, here, look whether you can find something. And there was some inspiring lyrics, and so the whole thing was rolling. The pandemic came, and we said, okay,
we're sitting at home, let's
do it, and let's see what we can do to create and a great sound, and we were happy to have time because most people were hanging at home and they didn't know what to do. And we could really work on the music in the studio, which had every possibilities we were looking for. And that's the reason why we put more out than we actually had to do.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of good stuff on the album, and that what you said to sound like Blackout. That explains. There's a lot of songs that really sounds like 1982 or 1983. I mean, I was even questioning that the younger generation. Do you think they can relate to songs like Gas in the Tank? I mean, the theme of the song. It's very 80s. The riff is 80s. The lyrics is 80s. The rock and roll lyrics in the song. Do you think the new generation can relate to that? Because I was listening to this, I thought I was born in 1980. I listen to 80s music, but maybe the new generation will have some disconnection. I don't know. It's a sincere question. I don't know the answer to that.
I know only one thing. When we made a decision to make a farewell tour, we were very surprised by the young generation which was standing in front of our stage. So until we found out that the reason is, what's up? Because the young generation was listening to us, saw us on stage and saw the music and said, hey, great, I want to go to the Scorpions now. So this changed a lot. That means if you find a way to the younger generation, I think music is always good. You can see it with the Beatles, you can see it with Stones, and. Music, when music broke through it once, it will break again and again and again. Because there is the magic which was created in a certain time, but also find his way to the second time, the third time, 4 times. And that's the point. That's the question why Wonderful World from Billy it's still when you hear it as me as a okay, I'm an older generation already, but I was an amazing feeling because this feeling travels. If you put your heart into the music, then you have to change that the music will travel through times. And that's what we are mostly looking for when we go in the studio.
About songwriting, you mentioned something that Klaus came with the lyrics. So the song with Scorpions, is there a certain formula? It comes with the riff, it starts with the riff, it starts with the lyrics, it starts with the idea, it might start with the marketing plan.
No, marketing man, nothing.
Yeah, I'm asking.
This is the first time that Klaus came with the lyrics. The first time. Before, I was always singing like blah, 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 blah. Sometimes so maybe some good ideas word-wise. And it's a crazy world. I was singing by myself and not thinking about what I'm singing. Later on, I said, it's a great title. And then we really found it on the album Crazy World. But it's the important point. The important point is that this time the formula was changed. Klaus came with the lyrics, and out of the lyrics and the inspiration of the lyrics, you start building up. That was a great way. Because
like the first time you started.
The first time. And I say, Klaus, next time do it again, because it's much better. I make a soundtrack for your lyrics. It's much better, inspiring, and I don't have to grab something out of the blue.
Matthias, you've always wanted to be a soloist, a guitarist in the band. I mean, if I look at Metallica's relation, for example, there was always Lars and James, they write the songs. And there's Kirk Hammett, sometimes he contribute, and sometimes there's like tension between them with when Jason was about who write the music. You see yourself more as a soloist, as a guitarist, more than a songwriter, or how is the songwriting relationship between the two guitarists work in the band?
To me, the most important thing is that the band is successful. So if we have great songs, I mean, I have enough to do all the guitar arrangements, or most of them. But if we have enough good songs, it's not absolutely necessary to start writing something else. It might be as good, it might be better, it might be not as good, but the important thing is that the album is great. At least that's what we're all thinking at the time when we are making it. Looking back, sometimes you have a different opinion, but that's the most important thing, that the band continues to be successful. And that's what like in the team, what everybody should look for. You know, I know some bands have their disputes about, I do this and I want to do the same and blah, blah. And sometimes it works, but many times bands break up because of that stuff. So I think it's if you have a far vision, then you know that we are celebrating our 60th anniversary next year. Yeah. You can't do that when you have a dispute about like relatively minor things or small things. Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, you have to have the big picture. That's more important.
And you have to see it in the way of how the Scorpions went. That we all went from when Klaus came in the band, there was time where the songwriter team was built up without even don't know that it will happen like this. No, we were very much. So when Uli John Ross came in the band, he was writing completely different. We had two different styles. So this was not so bad because it was interesting, especially for musicians. That was the reason why Metallica and all this band's Testament or whatever was jumping into the Scorpions, because we were different than anybody else. So, but then when Uli John Ross left, because he wants to do his own solo things and stuff like this, then it was everything first on me to write, and I took the chance to really go and work as much I could, supported by meditation and extremely. I saw the chance because now, and I found Matthias actually by standing on the balcony of the Niedersachsen Hall and seeing him with in this former girlfriend, a later wife, see him there, and I said, this could be somebody who I called him. I said, Matthias, we have time. Uli is doing stuff in England, and you have time, a little bit session, jam. Yeah, he did. And out of that, the only mistake in the whole construction was that my brother called from Los Angeles and said, I want to beat up this Phil Mock here, he's a terrible guy, and the drummer and me, we want to come to the Scorpions. I said, no, we can't go with the drummer, we have Herman here, and. So, but then he came in. That was a little time which wasn't unsure, until to the moment when we saw, no, he is not the person who can play in the band. He is a solo star, but he has to carry himself. But we need somebody who is playing a part of the band. Oh, that was Matthias. Matthias became more and more a part of it, and also had the chance to compose and everything. Everybody has the same. The good idea working. You know, Klaus was writing the lyrics from Rockin' Like a Hurricane, which they didn't fit. The Dogs and the rest of the band said, no, it's not good. 9 times the lyrics were written. And the last one was written together with Herman. Herman and Klaus, they did the right thing. And that was it. The bitch is hungry, she needs to tell, to give her inches and flair. Well,
I'm reciting
this
that while you're speaking.
This is something. He is a guy who is really, let's say, romantic. Herman, he is stuck.
Yeah.
So, but this together was working. So this, you have to feel sensitive.
So that's what makes a band.
What is possible in this band?
Is it always somewhere that the song that made a hit at that time, that put the formula for Scorpions in the 80s? I mean, did you decide in advance, let's do rock songs and nice ballads and go from there? Or no, we did the Always Somewhere on all these songs in the late 70s, and things, the incidents took you in that direction in the 80s, that we're gonna do Still Loving You, Holiday.
No, not so easy. No, Still Love You. I had to wait 7.5 years until the song was really becoming a song on the album, because I was always playing it even when Uli John Ross was there playing the song. Klaus always liked the song as well, and no, Rudolf, no. So then, when Matthias came in, he wasn't so sure. Nobody was really sure until to the point when we came back from a blackout tour from America and start working for a new album for this one here, 40 years. Love It First Thing. And I start again the theme. In this moment, Matthias moves in with the against thing, you know.
Yeah, I hear
so
that.
yeah, so and Klaus starts singing. Herman start playing drums to it, and the song became very natural. A song, a very big song, especially in France. Baby Boom created, but only not because of pushing. You have to play the song here. You can't play songs like this under pressure. You have to wait until the moment in time is there, and then it's working.
Yeah. So everything flows naturally
Yes.
by itself.
So that's music.
there's
Music has
power-
nothing to do with the dictatorship. Music has to do with feelings.
Exactly. That's what makes the difference with what we call, or I call, the 70s Scorpions and the Scorpions that everybody knows today, that started in 78 or 79 when Matthias became the fixed member, because there's confusion here between the fans who came in, who came out. I mean, did Michael and Uli be in the band at the same time?
No.
Because they are songs written by both.
By the way, Sales of Sharon, this
Yeah,
song,
of course.
I saw it on YouTube lately. 5 million viewers. This is more than 5
love
million.
this song.
This is unbelievable.
Very dark
What this song? You know, you can't say no. We don't play this song. This is a great song, but it was a mixture of the time with Uli John Ross, which was not really. It was no Scorpions yet.
Yeah.
Later on, with Love Drive starting, then the whole road started to go in the right direction.
Okay. So, gentlemen,
Famous last
thank you
words.
very much.
Good.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck with your.
Thank you.
with your
Yeah.